Hey guys, as many of you will know, as regulars here, I've been trying to learn to play the drums, and I've played drums on many of the demo tracks that I've published on this channel as part of reviewing guitars and stuff for you guys. And I think after a year or so now, I'm starting to finally get to grips with the very basics. But anyone who knows anything about drumming will know that I'm still no drummer. But I'm trying and I'm persevering, and I will get there in the end. And to that end, I'm really pleased today to be sharing something with you that I think will not only help me in that, but could also help you too. That crazy German friend of mine, Henning Pauly,
Hello.
has put together a course that I've been granted access to for the past couple of weeks. And if you have any interest in getting great drums on your tracks, I think you're going to enjoy this video, so stay tuned. First off, let me say that I'm not being paid for this video. I'm making it because if I don't, Henning will chew my ears off about it for an eternity.
Oh, hello.
Besides, I don't want his euros. I can't spend them in the UK anyway. No, I'm making this because I really think it'll be of interest to you, and that my friend from Deutschland has put together a 15-hour, yes, you heard correctly, a 15-hour long course on the drums, and more specifically, drum programming. But he's a guitar player, I hear you shout. Why is he making a course on drumming? Well, if any of you have watched his channel, and I know that many of you do, you'll know that in every video he makes to demo guitars and pedals and outboard gear, he pretty much always starts with a complete track, showcasing the item that he's reviewing. Not only that, but for 3 decades now, he's worked in the recording industry, engineering and producing everything from 10-second jingles to full-on albums with an incredibly wide range of styles and genres. And what do so many of these things have in common? Well, the fact that Henning has programmed the drum parts, although you'd be hard-pushed to tell because they sound so much like natural recordings of live drums that until recently I thought he'd mic'd up a real kit for his compositions. Not so. And now he's going to share all that knowledge and skill in this latest behemoth course.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, I know that 15 hours is crazy long, and if you've seen in the HP42 videos, you'll know that he can spend half an hour on an effects pedal. That's not because he waffles, although sometimes he does. It's because he drills down deep into pretty much everything he gets into. In this case, with the drum course, in fact, he doesn't even get into truly programming until part 13. Before that, he takes us through an introduction to the course, how to set up and lay out your drum engines, and all the foundation basics of setting up to program quickly and efficiently. He then goes on to pretty much cover every major drum software available on the market right now, including Native Instruments, Get Good Drums, Superior Drummer, Stephen Slate Drums, BFD3 and Battery 4. From there, we're given lessons on combining VSTs, beefing up real drums, mixing VSTs, half time and double time, quantizing ghost notes, fills and breaks, ride and hi-hat, double kick drums, odd time signatures, subtle drums, and finally a session programming a full song from a performance. There literally is nothing I can think of that Henning doesn't cover. So you've gotta love the Almanic efficiency, haven't you? So why would you want to program drums rather than record real drums? And that's a really good question, and one Henning answers himself.
Should you even program drums? Or isn't it better to record a real drummer with a real kit, with real mics, in a real performance? Well, heck yes it is. Of course it's better. It's human. It's the room. It's everything working together. It's a human being doing human things, making music. It is always what you should go for. Anything that I've recorded with a real drummer has a little bit more life to it. It's a different approach. It's the better approach.
Oh well, I guess that's the end of the video then. Cheers! Don't forget to like and subscribe and do all the things that please the ridiculous YouTube algorithm thing. But wait, of course that's not it.
But it has its problems. A, you have to have a good room. B, you have to have good mics, many of them. C, you have to have mic preamps to do all of that. D, you have to have a good drummer. You have to have a good engineer. You have to know how to mix it. Well, which in this case you also do. But it isn't a thing that many of you can do. So if the part, that's important, if the part's written and you're beautifully happy with it, and you have the chance to go into a room, track that part with a good kit, a good engineer, and a good drummer, heck yeah, do it. But, Glenn, we don't always have that opportunity.
So obviously there are lots of occasions where it's either impractical or impossible to use live drums, or where you have a Pete Best. Everyone knows that story by now. Pete was the original drummer in my favourite band, the Beatles, and he was a big part of the residency that they had when he was the resident drummer in Hamburg. However, on their return they went into the studio to start cutting tracks, and George Martin and his engineer quickly found out that he just wasn't capable of keeping time or laying down decent drums up to the standard of the rest of the Beatles. There's the old joke that often gets attributed to John Lennon about Ringo Starr, where he's asked if Ringo's the best drummer in the world, and John replies, he's not even the best drummer in the Beatles. Well, that wasn't about Ringo, that was Pete. Anyway, I digress, and the point I'm making is that these days there's less need to worry about these things because we have the technology for great sound from drums, and often a bit of programming or a mix of programmed and real drums can make the final track sound awesome. At the end of the day, the only thing that matters when laying down a song in the studio is the final result, not how you get there. Now obviously, I want to carry on learning to play the drums, and I would prefer to lay down live drums on my tracks that I can play myself. And Henning's course has taught me something totally unexpected in that respect. And above the other great stuff that he teaches, the thing that stuck with me from the very first lesson is to listen, to really listen to the drum tracks and engage and chat with real drummers and see how they play certain parts, then analyze the results. This really opened my eyes to so many more aspects of rhythm and drum patterns that I couldn't previously play, and I'm now starting to understand, and hopefully as I get better I'll be able to use them myself. This permeates the entire course that Henning has done, and he guides you through every aspect of making drums sound real. Whenever I've programmed drums in the past, I haven't thought about what's practically possible to play on a real kit. And that explains why some of my old programmed drum tracks have sounded unnatural or fake. In reality, there are things that can and can't be played on a real kit, and nuances such as passing or ghost notes that you really don't hear directly, but you can definitely feel in the groove. This is all taught in great detail in Henning's course. So will this make you an expert programmer overnight? No, of course it won't. Henning's been developing his skills over decades, and that takes time to evolve. But what this course will give you is the best shortcut way to get there quicker, because it tells you the right way to start and the pitfalls to avoid on your journey to being a great drum programmer. The course will save you so much time in trial and error, even where somebody who wants to improve playing real drums, or in my case, the electronic alternative. The insights that he gives you will really point you in the right direction.
I'll give you some tips and tricks there.
Right now, as a special 10-day introductory offer, his course is just $99, and I'll put all the links you need in the description down below. But from the 25th of April, the price goes up to $149. So if you've ever wanted or needed better drums in your tunes, now is the time and prime opportunity to jump in and grab this brilliant course. Don't forget to use my links below, and that'll let Henning know that I sent you, and he won't chew my ears off. But that's what I have for you today, and I hope you found it useful. I'll be back with the best content I can, but for now, my friends, you take good care.